Cabinet approved Mission Karma Yogi National Program for Civil Services Capacity Building rupees 510.86 crore outlay for 5 years. The Union Cabinet has approved the launching of a national program for civil services capacity building or Mission Karma Yogi to enable government officers and employees get the opportunity to improve their performance IGOT Karma Yogi platform. In this regard, a sum of rupees 510.86 crore will be spent over a period of 5 years from 2020 to 21 to 2024 to 25 to cover around 46 lakh central employees. The expenditure is partially funded by multilateral assistance to the tune of $50 million. The objective of this mission is to prepare the Indian civil servant for the future with right attitude, skill and knowledge, elegant to the vision of New India for focusing on competency-led capacity building. This information has been provided by Prakash Keshav Javadekar, Union Minister of Information and Broadcasting. IGOT Karma Yogi platform. It is an integrated government online training that will be set up to provide anytime, anywhere, world-class e-learning content to 2.5 crore civil servants. Besides capacity building, service matters like confirmation after probation period, deployment, work assignment, and notification of vacancies, etc. would also be integrated. Institutional framework of Mission Karma Yogi. The program institutional framework comprises of following 4 components. Prime Minister's Public Human Resource Council. It will comprise of select Union Minister, Chief Ministers, eminent public HR practitioners, thinkers, global thought leaders, and public service functionaries under the chairmanship of Prime Minister. It will serve as the apex body for providing strategic direction to the task of civil services reform and capacity building. Capacity Building Commission. To framework also proposed setting up a capacity building commission to ensure a uniform approach in managing and regulating the capacity building on collaborative basis. The role of commission will be as under to assist the PM Public Human Resource Council in approving the annual capacity building plans, to exercise functional supervision over all central training institutions dealing with civil services capacity building, to create shared learning resources including internal and external faculty and resource centers, to coordinate and supervise the implementation of the capacity building plans with the stakeholder departments, to make recommendation on standardization of training and capacity building pedagogy and methodology, to set norms for common mid-career training programs across all civil services, to suggest policy intervention required in the areas of HR management and capacity building to the government. SPV, owning and operating the digital assets and the technological platform for online training. A wholly owned special purpose vehicle for NPCS-CB will be set up under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. The SPV will be a not-for-profit company and will own and manage IGOT Karma Yogi platform by creating and operationalizing the content marketplace and manage its key business services. The SPV will own all intellectual property rights on behalf of the Government of India. An appropriate monitoring and evaluation framework will also be put in place for performance evaluation of all users of the IGOT Karma Yogi platform. Coordination unit headed by the Cabinet Secretary. Current Cabinet Secretary is Rajiv Gouda. Key features of NPCS-CB to support transition from rules-based and roles-based HR management means aligning work allocation to civil servants by matching their competencies, imposing on-site learning to complement the off-site learning, to calibrate of civil services positions to a framework of roles, activities and competencies approach, and to create and deliver learning content relevant to the identified FRACs in every government entity. To partner with the best-in-class learning content creator, including public training institutions, universities, startups, and individual experts. Cabinet approves the Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill. The Cabinet has also approved the introduction in Parliament of the Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020. Kashmiri, Dogri and Hindi, apart from the exiting Urdu and English, will be the official languages in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The bill will be introduced in Parliament in the upcoming monsoon session, and further details will be revealed after that. The information has been provided by the Union Minister Prakash Keshav Javadekar, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Cabinet approves MOU between India and Finland for cooperation in the field of geology and mineral resources. The central government has approved MOU for cooperation in the field of geology and mineral resources between Geological Survey of India, Ministry of Mines of India, and Geological Survey of Finland, Ministry of Employment and the Economy, Finland. This MOU to develop the cooperation in the field of geology, training, mineral prognostication, and suitability analysis, 3-4D modeling, seismic and other geophysical surveys finalized to strengthen the scientific links between both nations. About GSI, it is a premier geoscientific organization of the Government of India of international repute for creation and updation of national geoscientific information and mineral resources assessment. Director General Dr. Ranjit Rath, Headquarter, Kolkata, West Bengal. Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology bans 118 Chinese mobile apps. On September 2, 2020, the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology banned 118 Chinese mobile applications. The mobile applications have been banned as they were found to be harmful to the sovereignty, integrity, defense of India, and public order. The government has banned them amidst the border tensions with China. The app have been banned under Section 69A of the Information Technology Act, read with the relevant provisions of the Information Technology Rules 2009. India Cybercrime Coordination Center under the Ministry of Home Affairs had sent a recommendation to the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology for concerns of data security. The list of 118 apps includes popular mobile gaming app, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, and also apps from Baidu, Tencent, and Xiaomi. UNEP released Enhancing Nationally Determined Contributions for Food Systems about Climate Change Amid Crisis. On September 1, 2020, a report Enhancing Nationally Determined Contributions for Food Systems published by World Wide Fund, United Nations Environment Programme, non-profit organization EAT, and think tank Climate Focus, based on strengthening food systems in the age of climate crisis. The report stated the policymakers can improve the chances for achieving climate goals and limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius by making more specific commitments to transforming national food systems. The report identified 16 ways to address the issues and put it forward in the public domain for policymakers to make action. Reason behind the report. This report was released to help the policymakers in adopting food systems solutions and set more ambitious targets and measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and in turn improve biodiversity, food security and public health. Food security, hunger and food wastage are largely discussed issues amid COVID-19 pandemic. Food systems, which gather all the elements and activities that relate to the production, processing, distribution, preparation, and consumption of the food, account for up to 37% of all greenhouse gas emissions. Under the 2015 Paris Agreement, countries are expected to resubmit their NDCs every 5 years. In 2020, policymakers have the opportunity to adopt food system solutions and set more ambitious targets and measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and in turn improve biodiversity, food security, and public health. Policymakers can improve their mitigation and adaptation contribution from food systems by up to 25%. UN Women Report From Insights to Actions, COVID-19 crisis will increase the poverty rate of women. On 2nd September 2020, the United Nations Women and United Nations Development Programme released new data which states that the COVID-19 pandemic will have negative impacts on the women and will increase the poverty rate of women and widen the gap between men and women in poverty. The summarized data is published as a report titled From Insight to Actions, Gender Equality in the Wake of COVID-19 by the UN Women. The pandemic is expected to reverse the progress made to eradicate poverty by the end of this decade and push around 96 million people into extreme poverty by 2021, of which around 47 million will be women and girls. The projection accounts only the downward revision of the gross domestic product and does not account the factors like women leaving work for childcare and other responsibilities which will affect the sex distribution of the poverty. International Labour Organization estimates that by June 2020, around 72% of the domestic workers had lost their jobs due to COVID-19. Note, the study estimates that it would take around 0.14% of global GDP to lift the world out of poverty by 2030 and around 48 billion USD to bridge the gender poverty gap. South Asia, the pre-pandemic projection of South Asian region stated around 15.8% of world poor women and girls will be living in South Asia, and the revised project states that it would be around 18.6%. Suggestion: government should implement strategies focused on improving access to education and family planning, gender equality, and expanding social transfers could get more than 100 million women out of poverty. Adani Group to acquire 74% stake in Mumbai International Airport Limited. Adani Airport Holdings Limited, holding company of Adani Group for its airport business, has entered into an agreement to acquire 74% in Mumbai International Airport Limited or Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. Through the agreement, Adani Airport Holdings Limited will acquire the debt of current promoter GVK Group and buy out minority